Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Marvel just had their big Shang Chi movie premiere Monday night, and they're allowing everyone to post their early reactions, so I'll try to be as non-spoilery during this video as possible. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. I will do all the full Easter egg videos, post-credit scene videos, everything after the movie's officially released in a couple weeks. So if you do get a chance to see the movie before that happens, please don't post spoilers on this video. But overall, it just seems like we have another banger in the MCU tier list of movies, as evidenced by the fact that Marvel is allowing everyone to post their reactions so early. Usually the really easy test for this is when a movie studio releases a movie and they know that it's bad, they know that critics are going to trash it, they won't let anybody talk about it till like right before it comes out. So the fact that Marvel is like, please everybody talk about this movie as much as possible weeks and weeks before it comes out is a really easy way to say, oh, we know we have a banger on our hands. The only exception to that rule was Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. They wouldn't let anybody that saw it early talk about it till like right before it came out, but that was because of spoiler considerations, because they were such a big deal. So if you're a really big fan of martial arts movies and you were really bummed out by what they did with Snake Eyes because it was kind of a stinker this past year, the Shang Chi movie is here to redeem your faith in Hollywood's ability to make martial arts films just in general. We have the Marvel What If episodes that are happening right now. You could make the joke, what if Marvel, what if Hollywood made a martial arts movie, but it was awesome? Simu Liu is great as the Shang-Chi character. Normally you'd expect Marvel to give brand new characters cameos in other people's big movies before they get their big solo movie like they did with the Black Panther character in Captain America Civil War. But I don't feel like that put him at a disadvantage when you get to the Shang-Chi movie. At this point, the way the fan base follows the movie making process from start to finish, we've known about him and his character since Comic-Con 2019. It has been a hot minute. Usually the only time they need to do those big intros like tease a character and then do his solo movie is when they spring stuff on you like surprise. And at this point, the Marvel movie making system is a well-oiled machine. It's really all the Marvel TV series with the Disney Plus stuff that they're trying to figure out. Like even though the Black Widow movie was kind of an extra thing that got tacked into Marvel Phase 4 being more of a Marvel Phase 1, Phase 2 kind of movie, like we should have gotten it years and years ago. And careful for spoilers for the Black Widow post-credit scene. I've done a couple videos recently where it seems like people are waiting like 10 years to watch that movie, so I'll just put a blanket spoiler warning for the Black Widow post-credits. Even though that movie takes place a long time ago in the timeline, there's a Marvel Phase 4 post-credit scene with Val revealing that Yelena Belova has been working for her for a good long while after the events of Avengers Endgame and is giving her a mission to go kill Hawkeye. So even though it was a Marvel Phase 4 movie, there's really only like a couple minutes of that movie that are technically Marvel Phase 4 pushing the story forward. So even though the entire Black Widow movie just worked really well as a movie, it was a solid film, it just got released at a super awkward part of the Marvel movies timeline, not even counting all the real-world delays that happened because of the virus. The difference with the Shang-Chi movie is that it's truly Marvel's first completely new IP, completely new group of characters, completely new Marvel Phase 4 movie. For those of you that have been wanting something fresh and new, like give me something new, but give me something that feels like Marvel. Notice I said movie because the What If series is also kind of doing the same thing, doing completely new, completely weird stuff, but it's a TV show and it's relying on old characters. Like even though we got Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is Marvel Phase 4, setting up Val, who's a huge deal now, WandaVision, the Loki series with that big teaser ending in the Kang Multiverse War, who's like the next big Thanos level threat in Marvel Phase 4. All those projects are sort of carryovers from Avengers Endgame and the Infinity Saga movies, like bridges between what came before, the pre-existing major characters, and what comes next. So you think of them more as like transition projects. And the really reductive way to describe the Shang-Chi movie is that it's like Marvel giving the Black Panther movie treatment to another brand new group of characters from the Iron Man comics and the Master of Kung Fu comics. Like here's something that you've never seen before in this corner of the Marvel universe that you've never seen before. And if you missed my trailer video yesterday, the movie is set in present day of the MCU after the events of Avengers Endgame, if that wasn't clear from the trailers. And if you're not really familiar with the Shang-Chi character and his origins in the comics, he actually started out in a comic book called Master of Kung Fu in the late 1970s during the big pop culture Kung Fu craze. He was meant to be Marvel's version of Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee at that time was blowing up in pop culture. But just in general, think about the way that Marvel treated the Black Panther movie and those characters. It wasn't overly concerned with shoehorning in every Avengers character you've ever seen. It only loosely acknowledged and referenced the other Marvel movies Black Panther had been in, which was Captain America Civil War, and that was just for the sake of continuity. There was only that small post-credit scene with Winter Soldier, aka the White Wolf, the White Panther, as Falcon joked during Falcon and Winter Soldier. that was there mostly to pay off the Captain America Civil War post-credit scene and indirectly tease that something on the horizon was coming, and that was Avengers Infinity War, but nobody in that post-credit scene specifically mentions Thanos or the Infinity Stones. So the Shang-Chi movie treats its characters in its setting like that. Loose connections and references to other Marvel movies to explain where it fits in the timeline, pay off Easter eggs for the Mandarin, the 10 rings that go back to the original Iron Man movie. Like part of the movie takes place in San Francisco, the Ant-Man movies also take place in San Francisco. But just like the Black Panther movie, Shang-Chi is mostly setting up its own mythology, the way that they set up the history of Wakanda, the Panther tribe, the history of the Black Panther and Vibranium. So just like that movie, Shang-Chi feels like something totally new and different, really cool in the MCU. We all know he's going to cross over with the Avengers when they get to the next big Avengers movie, but they do enough world building in a really cool way that they can make the entire Shang-Chi trilogy the way they typically do trilogies for Marvel movies, just using 99% brand new characters that you've never seen before in the MCU in new locations, new mythology. In the same way that the Black Panther movie just introduced you to a completely new idea inside the MCU, completely new area. When we get to Black Panther 2, we'll see even more of that. It's called Wakanda Forever. It's mainly going to be another Wakanda movie, even though they're obviously introducing a bunch of new characters. The opposite of those ideas would be a movie like Captain America Civil War, where you have every character from almost every franchise in the MCU, except for like Thor and Hulk, all jammed into the same movie. You probably heard people going crazy about all the fight choreography in the movie. The way they film Shang-Chi, the camera language also makes the movie feel very different from other Marvel movies. The visual style is much more what you'd expect from them trying to blend classic kung fu action movies with traditional Western Hollywood blockbusters. There was an extended clip of one of the bigger fight scenes in the movie that I included in one of my trailer videos yesterday, so I'll add a link for that down in the description. But it's a good teaser for the fight choreography. They get way crazier than that when you see the full fights in the actual movie. It gets even better. Like the bus fight scene is fantastic. We've only got little pieces of it in the trailer so far. You may have seen that the fight choreographer they used on the movie is the same one from the Matrix movies, and he is badass. So no surprise, the fights are all awesome. So Shang-Chi's style of fighting, because it's based on kung fu, feels very different from the way the other Marvel characters fight. You will get really excited to think about what it'll be like when he's fighting with the other Avengers characters in big battles in the future. The way they address the Mandarin, the 10 rings of it all in the MCU is very cool. Tony Leung was fantastic, as he always is. If you've never seen his movies before, he's done some really badass kung fu movies, like The Grandmaster is one of the more recent ones. He's also done some amazing drama films. Every single one of his Wong Kar-wai films are fantastic, so I would encourage you to go check some of those out if you haven't seen them. They do answer most of your questions about what he was doing this whole time in the MCU. He is one of the biggest Iron Man villains in the comics, and Marvel tried to use him. Kevin Feige said that they wanted to use him as the villain of the first Iron Man film before they pivoted to Obadiah Stane. But they do pay all that off in clever ways, while also still making everything feel like it's totally new. It's sort of the same idea behind the Black Panther movie with his father, King T'Chaka, and his ancestors, the previous kings of Wakanda, the previous Black Panthers. The way the Black Panther movie explained how they were always around, they were always involved in world affairs on the DL, traveling all over the world having adventures. Like there was a version of Black Panther that was around during World War II when Captain America was getting his origin story, but all those characters were operating in super stealth ways to hide the secret of Wakanda. It's a similar situation with the Mandarin. He's been around, super powerful this whole time in the MCU, influencing things, but they explain why it is that he wanted to stay off the radar as much as possible. They kind of get into that a little bit with the Iron Man 3 All Hail the King one-shot with Trevor, getting hauled in by the Mandarin for bringing so much attention to him and the 10 rings. The rest of the cast was fantastic. Michelle Yeoh is always amazing in everything that she does. The rest of the supporting cast around Shang-Chi, like the core group that they put around him, was also great. I know a lot of people have thoughts about Awkwafina for some reason. Whatever your opinion of her is, at least in the movie, her character and Shang-Chi work really well as a pairing. Just in terms of plot and how this fits into the overall Marvel Cinematic Universe or Marvel Cinematic Multiverse, because we're after the Loki series now with the big Kang multiverse war. I know you have all kinds of questions about Wong and the Abomination in the movie. They're really cool in the movie, but I don't want to talk too much about them before it actually comes out because there are some spoilers for their characters that we will have to wait a while to talk about. Also, a big surprise you probably weren't expecting, if you're a huge fan of the Avatar: The Last Airbender franchise, the actor who's going to be playing Prince Zuko in the Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix series is also in the movie as a minor character. His name is Dallas Liu. I know there's a lot of controversy over what's happening with that particular Avatar: The Last Airbender series, but he's totally fine as an actor. The Shang-Chi movie doesn't have anything to do with Avatar: The Last Airbender other than it's a westernized attempt at East Asian storytelling. Shang-Chi, thankfully, is a really solid home run, so you don't need to worry about it falling into the trap of the live-action Avatar movie. There are 2 post-credit scenes, so make sure you stay after the credits. No spoilers, but if you saw my last trailer video I posted, my theories in that wound up being right on the money. The trailer footage gives you most of the clues you need to theory craft what happens in the mid-credits and post-credit scenes. If you have seen the movie, please do not post spoilers for those in the video. I'll do a totally separate video for those post-credit scenes in a couple weeks when the movie comes out, and we can talk about what they mean, how they set everything up, what's going to happen with the Shang-Chi character next in the MCU, because it is really exciting. It does push the story forward in a really exciting way, while being vague enough to leave a lot of room for speculation. So just in general, if you've been bummed out this past year that there haven't been any huge Marvel movies like you'd normally expect, and you feel like the Black Widow movie didn't really feel new and fresh enough, Shang-Chi is the antidote to that. It's only being released in theaters, it won't be on Disney+, so do whatever you have to do to go see it. And once you do get a chance to see it, if I haven't posted my full review video yet or my Easter egg videos, just write your reactions in the comments below. Please do not post spoilers though. My full Marvel What If Episode 2 video will post next. That's for the Black Panther T'Challa Star-Lord episode. It is also going to be a banger, so make sure you have alerts enabled for my channel so you don't miss that. Click here for my brand new Spider-Man No Way Home first look video and Easter eggs, and click here for my full Marvel What If Episode 1 video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.